This example shows you how to create a scatter plot for the data we're working with. The data we're going to work with is the outside temperature versus the gas consumed after insulation was installed. So the first thing with R, of course, is to put the data set in. I called the data set gas. You can call it anything you want. I'm going to read in a CSV file, and here's the location of that CSV file. Again, do ahead of the gas so you can see kind of what the variables appear to be. So there are actually temperature and gas consumed are the two variables that are in this data set. Do realize that temperature is capitalized and gas consumed is also capitalized with an underscore in it. So pay attention to that when you go to do the scatter plot. So now we can go ahead and do a scatter plot. And the scatter plot, the way you do a scatter plot, of course, is just plot. And you're going to say, I want to use the data set gas, and I want to do the variable temperature because I want the temperature to be on the horizontal axis. And then I'll do gas and the data set gas, the variable gas consumed. And this you're fine. You could have actually not put this comma in, and you could have just hit enter and you would have gotten a great plot. But it's always nice to have a title. So main is equal to title would be maybe something like gas consumption after insulation. And then maybe we also want to have some X labels and Y labels. So I'll maybe do an X label as average outside temperature. And I'll go ahead and say in degrees C. Close that parenthesis. Don't forget to close your quotes. And then maybe my Y lab, I'll say something like gas consumed. And that would be in cubic feet. So the units are always good to have on there. And then the only thing you might want is that the Y limits sometimes don't start at 0. So we might want to do Y limits from, let's say, 0 to 5. Now, the next thing I realized is that I picked gas temperature to be on the horizontal axis and gas consumed to be on the vertical axis. That means that my temperature is my independent variable and my gas consumed is my dependent variable, or what we would call response variable is temperature. Predictor variable is the temperature and response variable is the gas consumed. And the question is, why did I do that? You could have done it the other way around, but it makes more sense when you're dealing with temperature to say that temperature is going to be the one you're going to use to predict, and gas consumed is going to be what is actually responding to that prediction. All right, so that's why I picked it that way. I can now hit enter, and I'll get to look at my nice plot that it creates. And the plot it creates, make it just a little bit smaller so you can see it. And there's the plot it creates. You can see from this, it looks like there's a nice downward trend in the data. And it almost looks like you could draw a line through this data. So it looks like it might be linear, a negative linear relationship. There are lots of other relationships that exist in the world. This one just happens to be a negative linear relationship. And that's how you create the scatter plot.